Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Orby3NWO, bringing you my top 5 under the radar wide receivers. Now these aren't the best wide receivers on Madden, but these are guys you can draft later in your franchise drafts so that you can save your earlier picks for more important positions. These are also guys you can use against your friends who maybe haven't heard of them yet and make you look like a real Madden genius. Number 5 is Golden Tate, and this guy can do a little bit of everything. His overall is a 71. His speed is a 93, agility is a 92, and acceleration is an 89. I give you those three together because those are really important to how well a receiver does in Madden most of the time. Speed can overrule a lot of the other stats in Madden because separation is such a key in this game. His elusiveness is an 88, which is very good. Spin moves an 86, juke moves an 87, which are both very, very good. His catching is an 83, catching traffic is an 87. If speed is the most important stat, catching traffic might be the second most important. And the reason for that is because if you don't get that separation, the catching traffic stat will take over there, and you get a lot of those kind of passes in Madden where you're having to thread it in there in between people, and you need to get it in there, need to let him catch it. And if you have a low catching traffic stat, a lot of times those balls are going to come out when he gets hit. Not the case with this guy. He makes catches very well inside with people around him. Number 4 is Randall Cobb. His overall is a 74. I like to think of this guy as a more elusive Golden Tate. His stats are very, very similar. Speed's a 91, agility's a 95, acceleration's a 94, so he's a little quicker. He's going to break away a little sooner than Golden will. His elusiveness is a 92, which is a pretty big step up over our number 5 receiver. Ball carrier vision's an 86, spin is a 92, juke is a 94. This guy's very hard to tackle and has tons of moves. His catching's an 82, catching traffic is still an 88, which is awesome. You don't usually see that high of a number on a more speed type receiver. Usually they'll have a higher spectacular catch or something like that, but they usually won't have that high of a catch in traffic. So this is great for him. You can run him on just go routes, but what I love to do with guys like this is put him on a slant or a crossing route across the middle. You can actually motion him over into the slot, get a linebacker on him. They can't catch up to him. He's going to be wide open all the time, and with that high catch in traffic, it doesn't hurt to throw it to him over the middle. He's still going to hang on to the ball. Number 3 is Devon Bass, and this is one of my favorite receivers to play with on all of Madden. His overall is a 78, which you might think is kind of high when you see his speed. It's just an 85. But when you look at the rest of his stats, his agility is a 95 and his acceleration is a 96. So even though he doesn't have upper echelon top end speed, that acceleration will allow him to make cuts and run his routes and still get the separation. He gets to his top end speed quicker than other players, so he's still going to get separation. He just won't be able to outrun people once he gets the ball. Now, his other stats are what really sets him apart. His catching traffic is just a 78, but his route is a 97. And his catching is a 95. That's up there with the top receivers in the entire game. He has unbelievable hands. You don't have to worry about it when you throw it to him. He's going to catch the ball if there's any way for him to do it. That's what I love about this guy. It's throw it and forget it. You don't have to worry about it. You're not going to see him have a lot of drops. He's going to pull the ball in almost any situation, and that's just one less thing to worry about. Number 2 is Aurelius Ben, and you might be thinking, well, this is just another Devon Bass. Why is he on here? But he has a couple stats that really set him apart. His speed numbers are just about average, but his trucking is an 81 and his stiff arm is an 83. And those two stats are at the same level as running backs. You need to be catching the ball with this guy and then running through people. He has a very good spin move at 80, juke move is 78, but those need to be secondary moves. You need to be stiff arming people and just pushing them out of the way. This guy is great at catching the ball in traffic. He has an 88. He's got an 84 spectacular catch, so his hands are not suspect. He also has an 88 beat press, which is very important. Because this guy doesn't have top end speed, what he relies on is strength. And if someone does play press coverage on him, he's going to be able to beat that and get himself open, even though he doesn't have that top end speed. So you can still run him on go routes. This guy works better out of the slot though, and I like to run him in the cross where he can make plays over the middle. Number 1 is Demaryius Thomas, and this guy is built, in my opinion, perfectly for a Madden receiver. His overall is a 73, his speed is a 96, and his acceleration is a 92. Those are two incredibly important stats. His stiff arm is a 75, which is very good. Spin move's an 80, juke move's an 85, so he's very elusive, very hard to tackle with that speed and those moves. His catching is an 81, spectacular catch is an 87, so he can make all the different catches. His jumping is a 95. This guy, when you get down into the red zone, you need to be putting the ball in the air, really in any position on the field, but especially the red zone. Put the ball up in the air, let him go up and get it. He will moss people. His beat press is an 88, so even though he's very, very fast, and most of the time those fast receivers don't have great beat press, this guy can do it. So not only is he going to beat the press coverage, he's also too fast for them to catch. He's going to be open all the time for you. You can use him in any kind of routes, go routes, crossing routes, anything you want. This guy's a monster. I've been Orby3NWO. This has been my top 5 under the radar wide receivers. Again, these aren't the best wide receivers in Madden. These are guys you can pick later in your franchise draft so you can use earlier picks for other positions. These are also guys you can use against your friends who may not have heard of them yet, make you feel like a real Madden genius.